Hello, everybody. It is Late Night Live with Dr. Joe Chang, Chief Scientific Officer here at Nu Skin. Joe, welcome to Late Night Live. Is this your first Facebook Live event besides the announcement?
Hey, Kathy, thanks. It is indeed. I'm so nervous. I don't even know what I'm doing here, but frankly, it's really cool to be doing this on Facebook Live. So let's see what we can do for many of our listeners calling in today.
Yeah, let's ask a few questions that we gathered before this. So welcome, everybody. Our first question for you, Joe, is what kind of benefits can I expect from taking Y-Span?
Yep. Well, once again, hi, everybody. And today is our first of many, I hope, of Facebook Live. And my name is Joe Chang. And being the person responsible for product development and all the scientific research we do here as part of our innovation in Nu Skin, I'm so glad to be here and hopefully be able to help you understand some of the products we have launched. They're so innovative, perhaps some of the science may be a bit difficult to understand, but at the very least, I'm here to help you see what you can get from the latest product we have launched from this so-called age-lock technology that we have been developing over the last 6-7 years. It's about the genes relating to the aging process, and the latest example of how we're using that kind of science to bring really significant health benefits to people taking our age-lock products would be this product that we call Y-Span. Lots of benefits. I think this is perhaps what our scientists are rather proud of, and think that this is a product that is a culmination of all we have done over the last 6-7 years with the age-lock technology. It is the best breakthrough product we have ever developed because as scientists, we want to make sure that the ingredients that we use in our products, such as Y-Span, these ingredients are carefully evaluated. They do what they're supposed to do, and not just something that we say, hey, this is a great ingredient, and we throw it in. We don't do that in Nu Skin, and especially for such a product like Y-Span. So many benefits, and whether you understand the science or not is perhaps a little bit less important as what you can really get, as shown on this particular sort of illustration. And that is that when you take out Y-Span, and you have to take this product regularly, I think it's almost like a food product. You take it on a regular basis, daily, and you get these kinds of benefits. Y-Span is perhaps the first product ever that we have produced in Nu Skin through the age-lock technology that can really provide benefits throughout the body. You know, for example, I think most of us will realize that as we get older, our eyesight is not as good as it should be. We can preserve it. When we were young, we don't worry about what we can see and about our vision. Taking Y-Span will help you to preserve that acuity, that what we call vision. So the eye health is promoted and supported by Y-Span. The immune response, we all know in this day and age, whether it's pollution, whether it's all kinds of other sort of external dangerous things that we are exposed to every day, we need to have a very strong immune response, and the immune system is primarily and the dominant system in the body that protects us from external factors. So once again, I think taking Y-Span will boost your immunity. And joints, once again, this is something that I don't think we need to, for me to describe to you why the joints are important. You can imagine as you get older, you don't run as fast because your joints are not as strong or as healthy as when you were younger. So again, Y-Span will protect and preserve the health and the strength of those joints. So and so on. Bones, physical performance, I think you can get a very positive effect when you take Y-Span regularly. And the heart as well. I think the heart is the pumping organ in the body that provides blood for every tissue to keep them healthy. And keeping your heart strong is another thing that I think you can get from Y-Span. And finally, the brain. You know, we all know that the brain is something that tends to go first, perhaps, as we get older. We can't remember things. We sort of think we've lost our keys. We can't seem to find them. We don't know where we park the car in a big parking lot, and these are what we call over here a senior moment. And I think it's not as if that these are things that you can stop, but you can at least delay the onset of such loss of memory or dementia, if you will, in the brain with Wispan. So taken together, you can see now, right, that all these tissues in your body, all these organs, all these incredible functions that you must have to stay young, you can actually protect them by taking Wispan. And that is really why we call Wispan the total body protection product. It's a systemic youth preservation product. Not just about anti-aging, but actually about preserving your youth. So that's pretty key. And the first time ever, and we are very, very excited about this product. And I think everybody listening in, at least look at this particular product because it will provide a lot of positive benefits.
I'm seeing a lot of people on here who are from lots of different markets, and Wispan has different names in different markets. But is it the same product as Youth and some of these, and Youthspan and Wispan for those listeners that aren't from Southeast Asia?
Yes, it is, Kathy.
Okay.
It's really, I think because of a variety of regulatory and legal reasons, we like to bring the benefits of such a product to every market that we are in. But sometimes a regulatory agency may not allow us to use a name, the same identical name in that market, and that's why we switch it. But Wispan is the same as a product that you get in the United States that we call Youth. So, and in another market, we might call it Youthspan. So, yeah, they're all identical products, and they all provide the same exact benefits.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so the next question that we have for you came from someone just recently. I'm in my mid-20s. Is there a need for me to take Wispan?
This is a great point because I think, you know, when you think about aging, I think some of the younger folks and the younger leaders in our business and so on, they tend to think that if you're in your mid-20s or even the early 30s, you don't need to take an anti-aging product. And that is why sometimes I feel that when we call Wispan an anti-aging product, it's probably the wrong name. It's a misnomer, if you will. Because really, Wispan is a youth preservation product. And when you think about Wispan along those lines, you can imagine that even if you're in your mid-20s, this is a great product for you. Because we sort of have some evidence to suggest that the earlier you take this product, the better the results are going to be. Because as you can imagine, if you can prevent or slow down the aging process, when you were younger, I think it takes far longer as you get older for those age-related effects to show up. So taking Wispan in the mid-20s is a great idea, and I would encourage everybody to think about it because the earlier you take Wispan, the better the benefits will be.
Awesome. We did have a couple good recommendations on here to maybe name it Joe Span instead of Wispan or Youthspan. I don't know how you feel about naming it after you, but something to just kind of take and think about, probably because you're so youthful and amazing and happy. Okay, so our next, you don't have to answer that one.
No Joe Span, Kathy. This is Wispan. Yeah.
Okay, our next question is there a recommended time to take Wispan for optimal results?
It can be flexible. I think, you know, I do recognize that many of you, if not all of you, including myself, we have sort of a busy lifestyle. So, yeah, the best, I would imagine, think about taking Wispan twice a day. So the 2 capsules that you take in the morning, you can take, you know, anytime, whether it's before breakfast or after breakfast. I think some of the listeners on this call or on this Facebook Live, I think you should take it after breakfast because if you have some food in the stomach, then I think Wispan can be tolerated even better. So, but you can take it 2 hours later as long as it's in the morning. I think it's fine. And then once again during dinner time, take Wispan another 2 capsules. And again after dinner would be great just before you go to sleep. It doesn't have to be 7 o'clock. You got to take it at 7 o'clock. It can be 8 o'clock, an hour later, or a couple of hours later. As long as you take it twice a day, I think you'll be totally fine for everybody.
So Riz asked, when is the best time to take it, before or after meals? Does it make any difference with meals? I know you said time of day doesn't matter. Does it matter with or without food?
It would be advisable for many of you to take it after meals. It's not a strict recommendation, but I think it would be a strong suggestion to all of you, because sometimes if you have an empty stomach, especially in the morning, after a whole night's sleep, your stomach tends to be a bit emptier than normal. Then taking some food will help to buffer some of the ingredients in Wispan, so that you won't have a stomach upset or some irritation, and it will make Wispan much more tolerable after food, especially in the morning.
Perfect. Okay, so our next question is, what kind of benefits can I expect from taking Wispan plus R squared? A lot of people love R squared and are already taking it, so what's the benefit of taking these together?
Yeah. This is a great question, because we have obviously developed a prior product that we call R squared through the H-Lock technology as well. So now we have Wispan. It's obviously a natural question to say, well, can I take R squared together with Wispan? It's a great combination, and here's why. When we develop R squared based on the scientific studies and discoveries that we had about 3 or 4 years ago, we wanted to make sure that every cell in your body is absolutely clean. Because as you can imagine, when your cell works throughout the day to keep your body functioning, those cells get, in a way, scientifically what we would call a bit dirty. And so there's a lot of biochemical processes going on inside the cell, and dirt or cellular debris is being created inside the cell, and they need to be taken out. Just like all of us, every week or so, we take the trash out from our homes, and the cell has to do the same thing. So we develop R squared to be a product that can actually clean the cells, so to make them clean and purer, so that when you take Wispan after taking R squared, then the Wispan will work, it's going to become more effective, because you're working in a clean environment. And I think all of us can appreciate when you work in a cleaner environment, your productivity is going to be more efficient and more effective. And that's a similar situation that happens inside your body. If you keep your cells clean, and you can do that with R squared, then Wispan can work better. So the combined sort of dosing of Wispan together with R squared at the same time is a wonderful combination, and you can expect, at the minimum, some very synergistic and additive benefits by taking the combination.
Perfect. Okay, next question is, do Wispan and R squared help in weight management?
Yeah. So, weight management is about really getting rid of fat in the body, right? So, sometimes, people think they are managing their weight if they look on a scale and say they're losing weight, but the scale doesn't tell you where that the weight loss is coming from. If it is coming from muscle, then it's not a good thing. The weight loss has to come from fat tissue, and that's what we think about when we think about healthy weight management. So now, Wispan and R squared, they don't directly affect the fat tissue in a sense of making them to lose fat, but they do make your body a bit more efficient in terms of metabolic activity. So it will, in a way, by making your body more active and increasing your metabolism, then naturally there will be sort of some positive effect on burning calories. And so when you more calories that you burn, the more fat that you will lose. So in a way, Wispan and R squared does have an indirect benefit towards the eventuality of weight loss. The most effective product system that we have in Nu Skin that help in your weight management is a system that we call TR90, and that's the one that we would recommend as a focus for weight management. But Wispan and R squared are incredible H-Lock products that can help to promote the weight loss that can come from taking TR90 system.
Perfect. Now, if you had to start with one product and then add the next product, would you start with Y-span or R-squared first? I know this is probably the hardest question ever because you really need them both together, but that question just came through.
Yeah. I think if you want to start first, I would recommend taking the R-squared, because this is the way to think about it, or the way that I think about it. Clean your cells out, and that's what the first thing that you do, right? When you buy a new house, if you will, that somebody has already lived in. When you go in, the first thing you do is to clean the house. So that's what you do. The first thing you do for your body is to make sure that you detoxify and purify your body with R-squared. So you take R-squared, clean it out for a month, and that usually is sufficient time to clean your body, cellular purification, if you will, and then immediately start on Y-span. And once you add Y-span to your R-squared dosing, then you should continue with a combination throughout the time, the second month and third month and so on. So if that's the first product to start, I would start with R-squared first.
Perfect. Okay. A lot of people are talking about how your skin is glowing and how good you look. I don't know if it's the lighting in here or the products you take. What skincare regimen do you use? Do you use Nu Skin products?
Aha. So I think many of you would realize that I do have access to every single Nu Skin product here. So, and many of you would have heard about the new ageLOC Me, that device, that little magic robot that can dispense our ageLOC formulations. It is so convenient for me now to be able to customize my ageLOC formulation for skincare. So that's the product I'm using currently, and makes it very convenient for me in the morning and evening to apply a Nu Skin facial product.
Well, people are noticing. You look fantastic.
Thank you.
Okay, so what is our next question on here? There's so many supplements out there. How can I choose the best one for myself?
Yes, it is, isn't it? It's a jungle out there, as they say, because every time, regardless of which country you're in, and you walk into a health store, you see thousands of supplements manufactured by many, many companies. I get confused when I walk into such a store and be able to see these supplements and say, which one should I be taking? I think it comes down to the fact, and I have a little bit of an advantage over many of you insofar as I am trained to look at supplements from a scientific point of view. So, and I know there are many supplements out there that are not made to the highest standards. And it is a reality, it's a sad reality that we are all facing right now. And that is why in Nu Skin, when we develop our supplements, we have developed and created this process we call the 6S process. And this is a process that we use every time our scientist thinks about making a particular supplement. And we sort of, the reason why we call it the 6S process is because, you know, we make sure that we get the highest quality ingredients. And when we get highest quality ingredients, we know what comes out at the other end will be a great product. If you start with lousy ingredients, you're never ever going to get a great product. So that's one of the S's, if you will, in our development approach. And then secondly, one would make sure that there are no contaminating ingredients, because we know these are natural products. And every time we analyze some of these so-called natural products, we do find some contamination, such as heavy metals, pesticides, fertilizers. So our process ensures and guarantees that we get rid of all those contaminating toxic ingredients before we use the raw materials. So that's another aspect of the 6S process relating to safety. And then finally, as a scientist, we believe in evidence and making sure that when we choose and select an ingredient, that selection is based on scientific evidence and not just a belief system. And that's important to us because, you know, we do realize that the ingredients are going to go into your body, and we want to make sure that every ingredient that we use in our supplements, in the Pharmenax supplements, those ingredients are safe and effective. So that's how I choose. I ask for, have you done any scientific studies with a supplement? You know, have you sort of done a clinical study with a supplement? These are important questions. Where do you get your ingredients from? You know, and where do you manufacture your supplements and guarantee quality control? We do that, and that's why we have 75 scientists in the new skin world, because without the scientists, we will not be able to answer any of these questions.
Perfect. Okay, I think, and we might be able to take a couple questions from you guys, so shoot us a few questions, but I think we have one more question for you. Tell me one of your other favorite products.
Oh dear, you're asking me to choose. Yeah.
Who's your favorite kid? Just kidding.
These are all my children, right? And it's always difficult, Kathy, you can appreciate when you're asked such a question. Well, clearly, over the years, we have developed many, many great products, and each one of them, when we produced and developed it and launched it, it was the greatest product based on the science that we know. And it's wonderful. They're all great. I think it's not as if that one product is inferior to another. But historically, and looking at all the products that we have in the Pharmenax product catalog, there is one product that is dear to my heart, and that's the one, because that was the first one I got involved with when I co-founded Pharmenax almost 18 years ago. And this is a product that you all see here. It's tea green. It's a great product. It's green tea. It's highly purified. It preserves all the active ingredients that we get from a tea leaf, and it's been around. It's priced at a very good price point for many of our consumers and customers. And I think after this Facebook Live, I think we're going to make a good offer, an offer that you can't refuse. Okay, we're going to give you a promotional offer on this particular product, so that you can at least start enjoying what we have here in New Skin, as far as supplements and how we use our supplements to preserve your youthfulness.
Awesome. Okay, one more question that I wanted to ask. Weissman overlaps with a lot of ingredients in Nano. If you're taking Weissman, should you use regular Life Pack? Can you still take Nano? Do you get too many of any one ingredient? How does that work?
No, you can. And we have taken this into account. We anticipated that this could happen with many of our customers, and therefore we have made sure that taking Life Pack Nano. Now we have many versions of Life Pack Nano, but many versions of Life Pack. I'm sorry, but Life Pack Nano can be taken together with Weissman with no worries at all. You won't overdose with many of the ingredients. As many of you have recognized that there are certain ingredients that overlap, but the increase in the amounts when you take the combination, those amounts will not affect you in any way. There won't be any side effects.
Perfect. Okay. There are a lot of questions on here that we weren't able to get to. We can come back and we can respond to your questions as you guys are on here. The love that you guys showed is amazing. We're so excited you're all here with us. And I think we're going to show you guys the promo code now to get Tea Green for 10% off. And Joe, thank you. Thanks for going live with us.
My pleasure. It's been a lot of fun. Let's do it again, huh? I'm sure it will be wonderful to talk about other things that's happening in the world of New Skin.
Definitely. So everybody, promo code JoeFave, and then all the terms and conditions are here. Again, this is Southeast Asia only. I know there's a lot of people joining us from around the globe. That's the beauty of social media and Facebook Live, but this is a Southeast Asia promotion. JoeFave. Screenshot this and share it with your friends, and go get on Tea Green, and make sure you get on YouthSpan and R Square as well. Bye, everybody.
Bye.